Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we've got an incredible story about how simple acts of kindness can ripple out, creating a legacy that lasts for generations. It's a powerful one.
Our story kicks off with this one little sentence. It's from a man named Hansi Dina Naidu talking about a car repair in the small town of Springtown. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so what? A car got fixed. But trust me, underneath this simple thank you is a story that spans decades, a story about character, community, and service.
To really get the weight of that thank you note and to understand why this one act of kindness meant so much, we actually need to rewind the clock a bit. Okay, so this whole story really starts with this man, Sham. He was a panel beater, came from a poor background, and managed to build his own workshop. But in his town, people didn't just see him as a mechanic. No, they had a special name for him. They called him a super soul. Now here's what makes this so amazing. Sham's story isn't just about him being a good guy. It's about him being a good guy in a system that was specifically designed to keep him down. So let's take a look at the massive challenges he and his community were facing every single day. Right. So Sham was living and working in South Africa during apartheid, and this was a system built entirely on racial segregation, a system that was brutally enforced by law, controlling every single part of your life, especially what job you were allowed to have. And a huge part of that system was a policy called job reservation. The name might sound kind of bureaucratic, but its effect was absolutely devastating. It literally made all skilled trades, things like being an auto mechanic or a panel beater, legal for white citizens only. It was a wall, an almost impossible barrier for everyone else. You see, society was divided into these four super rigid racial groups. And with each step down that ladder, your rights and opportunities were just systematically taken away. The Indian community, which was labeled Asians, was stuck right in the middle, legally blocked from the very skilled trade that Sham would go on to master. But here's the incredible part, the part that speaks to their absolute resilience. Faced with laws meant to crush their ambition, people like Sham didn't back down. No way. They secretly carved out their own paths, building businesses and creating opportunities from absolutely nothing, completely against the odds. So think about that. Sham didn't just manage to build a business against all those obstacles. He built it on a foundation of pure, selfless service. So what drove him? What was the philosophy that made him not only succeed, but give back so much to his community? It all came down to this one simple, powerful belief. This was a core teaching from his Hindu faith, from the Ramakrishna Center. And for Sham, this wasn't just a nice quote to hang on the wall. It was literally the guiding principle for his entire life. And boy, did he live it! He'd fix cars for people for free, or maybe charge just a tiny bit if he absolutely had to. And this wasn't just for his friends either. He served the entire community, including well-known local figures like Sergeant Naidu, who, by the way, was Hansi Dina Naidu's father. Every single job was done with a pure heart, always with love. But sadly, Sham's life was cut short and he passed away at a young age. You'd think that might be the end of the story, but an idea, a philosophy this powerful, well, it doesn't just die. The torch was about to be passed. And who stepped up? His younger brother, Amar. He took over the family workshop, and more importantly, he took on its mission. And what's just, well, amazing is how seamlessly that legacy lived on. The community saw that exact same spirit in Amar. They called Sham the Super Soul, and pretty soon they had a new nickname for his brother, Amar the Amazing. He was just a genuinely kind person who kept that exact same ethos of service alive, giving with love. And that brings us right back to where we started, to that recent car repair and the simple thank you that inspired this whole explainer. This is so much more than just a thank you for fixing a car. Coming from Hansi Dina Naidu, who is a world-renowned karate master, a truly global figure who grew up right there in Springtown, this is a powerful testament. It's proof that decades later, the very same spirit of service his own father, Sergeant Naidu, experienced is still alive and kicking. At the end of the day, this is what the story of Sham and Amar really teaches us. Their message wasn't in what they said, it was in what they did, day after day. They are living proof that your actions, your kindness, your service, that's the loudest and most lasting message you will ever send to the world. It really makes you think, doesn't it? It's a powerful reminder that the legacy we leave behind isn't about some grand, flashy gesture. It's built from all the small, everyday acts of service and kindness we choose to do.
So the question is, what message is your life sending?